Cheers!
G'day folks, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to a recap video of a trip that Jake and I recently took down south. We went to a couple of spots that we've never actually spent much time in before.
We took a bunch of different cameras, different film, and we thought that this video would be perfect in both showing you what we did for the week as well as the photos we took, all in one big juicy video. Let's go.
Scrumptious. Look at this thing.
Oh, you're kidding!
It's a piece. Yeah. So after a 5-hour drive, we arrived at our romantic getaway called the Lowlands, which is beautifully located in between Denmark and Albany, for those who are familiar with WA.
Is this a joke? We just seem to find the best Airbnbs.
And yeah, after arriving, we unpacked the abundance of food and mainly equipment and beer. And then we met our host, Henry the Emu.
If you look to the right, you'll see a bloody emu though. You know how much your boy loves emu. Vlog incoming. Look at that boy.
And then got stuck into making dinner, which we creatively named Yum in a Bowl.
Chicken, rice, and some incredible veggies. What do you call it?
Yum.
A yum. A Thai chicken.
Yum in a bowl.
Almost salad, but with rice.
Yeah.
Yum in a bowl.
Let's do it.
Let's eat.
So with surprisingly peachy weather, we thought why not head down to Albany where there is an abundance of beautiful trail walks.
We chose to do the Luke Penn Trail, which runs along the Calgan River. Great walk. We both shot on our Fuji X100Fs and experimented a little bit with some double exposures, which we'll now pop in for you.
You the wind in my sail, that's enough. You got me, you got me, you got me right where you want me. You want me. Yeah, your love is so amazing. We're breaking all the rules tonight. She like, why you staring at me? Get out my space. Ooh, I'ma never let you go. They gon' try to stop you, but you're a rule breaker. It's time to be you. When you're looking like that, they don't know what to do with you. I got friends on the east side. No one lights up the room like you do. Shine, shine, shine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I feel low, you got this way of living your life. It gives me freedom.
So by the time we looped back, we thought it was most definitely 5 o'clock somewhere and thought it was time to make a couple of gin sours.
And the hours are fading. This world keeps coming round and round, so there ain't no use feeling down. We're much better together, I know. This is our time. It's a crazy cosmic journey.
Day dos. We spent the first half of the day in Nulaki National Park, which was only about a 20-minute drive from the Lowlands. And when we got there, we checked out a few of the vistas and the beautiful national park.
This is our time. This is our time. I'm feeling alive.
And then yet again, it was beer o'clock and we were around the corner from Boston Brewing Co., which if you're ever in the area, must see.
Ni hao ma.
Yeah, we're currently at Boston Brewery in Denmark, and it's a still, you wouldn't believe it, but it's a beautiful day.
To work off the pub grub, we went for a little stroll in town, took some more photos, Jake went for a roll, shot a bit of footage of him, and then we restocked on breakfast supplies because that's where most of our planning energy seems to go on these trips.
I got someone who can be next to me all night. Oh, I'm lucky, baby. We got that groove, we got those drums, and baby, you're my melody. And never mind what they think about us.
An absolute peach, they said. Unfortunately, the day has taken a turn for the worse, thanks to some fast-moving southwest cloud cover, and it's a bit nippy. So, Jimbo, I'm thinking we move indoors and get a bit cozy. What do you say, mate?
Actually, I was going to mention that. Didn't you happen to say that basket order at the front door? How about we go and put it to some use? Let's go.
Lights up the room like you do. Shine, shine, shine. Yeah. When I feel low, you got this way of living your life. It gives me freedom in my soul. Don't think about them, just think about us. How it's gonna be. Yeah. You got me, you got me, you got me right where you want. Yeah, your love is so amazing. We're breaking all the rules tonight. She like, why you staring at me? Get out my space. Ooh, I'll never, 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 never let you go. They gon' try to stop you, but you're a rule breaker. It's time to be you. When you're looking like that, they don't know what to do. I don't get it. All I know is you set me free. Got me screaming hallelujah. Got me singing hallelujah. Move with me. You got me where you want me. Where you want me.
Well, that concludes our stay in the Lowlands. It's been a pretty marvellous couple of days. Let's be honest, you've seen the footage. But it's time to move on to our next adventure. So we've just got a 2-hour drive ahead of us. Drive a little bit further north. But this time we're sticking inland rather than staying by the coast like these boys usually do.
So it was time to head inland, and en route, we stumbled across a canola field that just needed to be photographed.
See you, Henry.
I don't understand anything that you ask me. I don't know what I want. You say you can help, and you ask what I'm thinking. I just know I need you now. And I don't know what the future holds or where I'm going.
1092, roll him up the driveway, Jimbo.
Is it this one?
Yeah. Good old Mayana. We spent the second half of our trip in a farm stay, which I thought looked cozy from the photos on Airbnb. However,
That was not the case, but thankfully the surrounds of it were quite nice. So we walked around the first day and took a couple of photos. Here they are.
Always trying to find answers to my own questions. I never get too far, 'cause I'm on the run, can't control all these feelings, but you still stay by my side. I don't know what the future.
so the weather was much more temperamental whilst we were in Mayana, but we did work around it and we got to check out a few smaller towns whilst we were there. All quiet, very, very quiet towns. The first of these was Boyup Brook,
which was a literal ghost town. There were just no one on the streets. The whole town was comprising of like 2 cafes, a vintage store, and that's about it really.
but we did manage to find a few locations there that were nice to photograph, and an old vehicle down by the railway. Here was spent trying to warm up somehow. We did that with snacks, more snacks, fireball, and Jake treated himself to several shower beers.
So the following morning we actually got a tip from our host who mentioned that he had a pretty old car that he thought we'd like to photograph.
Unravel who's beside. What do you need from her? So what do you mean to say what I felt?
Just found myself a new whip.
She's a bit old.
So why don't we wait? Why don't you stay the same? What is it I ever wanted? Now I could stay here. Why don't we wait? Why don't you stay the same?
As usual, we had developed quite the appetite. We decided to head into Bridgetown, got ourselves a couple of steak sandwiches.
Oh, which were voted one of the best steak sandwiches in the world.
And what was your verdict on them?
I'd give it a 9. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I'd happily eat one of them right now.
Oh yeah.
I also shot a couple of stills on my Mamiya of a nice corner shop, and then back to the farm stay we went.
That's it, folks. Another trip with Dual Pixel done and dusted, in the bag. We had a great time down south, and we hope that you guys enjoyed watching the video.
Really happy with the stills we managed to capture whilst we were down south. Although when we're in Perth, we're doing a lot of client video work. We are constantly thinking of where we can get to next, so we can shoot more of this stuff. So, how about you give us your suggestions, and
Down here.
we'll see you next time.
Hooroo.
Ciao.